XV. My best business decision in 2018, I cannot tell you how it benefited my business. As you can hear, I have an accent, sorry. My accent is really bad today. I think everybody asks me where I'm from, so that tells me it probably knows my accent is coming out, so sorry. I started in October of 2018. I love the fact that we get to do and brand ourselves, because when you brand yourself, you have to understand you are your business. And the faster you understand that, the more business you're going to be able to generate for yourself. When you become the face of the brand, they'll come to you, and EXP allows us to do that. I use the platform of social media to do that. I got my license in 2011. I came to US in 2003. I'm Hungarian by nationality. I don't have any Hungarians in the room. No? Not one? Okay, so when I decided to become a realtor, I really just thought, I can do this. I would HGTV, like everybody else, isn't it? And then reality hits. I remember walking into the very first office I worked at. It was Real Estate One of the largest brokerages in the state of Michigan. And I was ready to like rock and roll, and then I started talking to all the top producing agents and realizing that, hold on a minute, they are spending $4,000 a month with Zillow, and they have a $6,000 marketing budget, and all that, and I had about $6 to my name. And no sphere of influence, and no cousins that are going to buy a house for me, and no college friends, and nothing. I live in an area, it's called Pinckney, Michigan. It's a tiny little village. We have a gas station and a grocery store. So I had to figure out, how am I going to make a name for myself? And now I'm going against agents that have been in the industry longer than I've been alive. So I really, truly had to put my mind to it. And even social media, it's free. My $6 takes you really far. $6 Facebook ad will take you very far. So that's how my social media started. It wasn't because I thought one day I'm going to be a social media queen. It started because that was the only thing that I could afford to do, which instead of spending money, I spent time. And that's the cool part with social media. If you can figure out how to build it, where you don't have to spend money, they come to you because you built a brand. That's my goal to teach you today. I do not buy leads, I never have. I pretty much just do everything on social media, videos, text, and I'm going to try to teach you as much as I can today in 20 minutes. Instagram is my biggest platform. I have about 38,000 followers on Instagram. Can we do a little search here in the group? Let's see. Can you please stand up if you know me from Instagram? Okay. Facebook. Actually, if you just stay up, please. Facebook. And how about LinkedIn? Okay, so look around. It's about probably a third of the room. So most of you don't know me. Okay, well, let's figure this out. Instagram, about 38,000 followers. The way I use it, I'm going to break it down to you. So what do I learn? Here, bio. Picture. It's one of the very most important things to do. I don't want you to have different photos anymore. You're going to have one photo, the best photo you ever taken. You're going to put it through 17 apps. You're going to look like $1 million. You are going to put it on LinkedIn. You're going to put it on Facebook, and you're going to put it on Instagram and any other platform. It's on my yard sign, it's on my email signature. The reason why you do that is you want people to recognize, you want to become that brand. If I asked you right now to close your eyes and imagine the Starbucks logo, can you imagine Starbucks? Can you imagine Target? That's what you want to do. You want people to be able to recognize you. I want everyone and their mother to know that I'm a realtor, so when they need one, they call me. So the photo is very, very important. Then, if your Instagram profile or any profile that you have doesn't answer these 4 questions, you're wasting your time. What's your name? Name is the second most important part. I don't want you to be your hometown realtor on one side, and Chris Smith on the other, and then Chris's Real Estate on the third. You want brand recognition. I am Gogo Bethke on LinkedIn, and pretty much Gogo's Real Estate everywhere else. I started Facebook first. So when I originally started, I started on Facebook because Instagram wasn't really that big. I started Instagram only about 2 years ago, about 5 years in my career, because you get to a point in your career where you need to, can I say this? B-I-T-C-H. Because we get those clients that are a walk in a park, in Jurassic Park. And I wanted to be able to talk about it, the good, bad, and the ugly. But on Facebook, everybody who followed me was a past client or a potential client. So I didn't want to do it that way. So then I started Instagram about 2 years ago. And on Instagram, I really just show everything. And I started showing more of me and more of my life and what it it takes to be a realtor, the hustle, my drive, how I run business, how I negotiate, what I stand for, what is my personality like, and it just really took off. So probably the one thing that you should take over today, that you are your business, that should be your biggest takeover. As soon as you realize that, it's going to be so easy to pick up this phone. This is my office. This little thing. I can run everything from here, and this is all I do, guys. All the posting I do, it comes from this cell phone. Okay, so everybody has a cell phone. It's very easy to do it. After your name, says your bio, says your name, what do you do? So many agents don't even say they're a realtor. So if I need one, how am I going to find you? That way, you're going to have to reach out to them. So the reason, my biggest reason why I do social media is because I cannot get myself a cold call. I rather take a night shift at Taco Bell before I can do that. I just can't do it. So when I decided that I'm not going to cold call, and I'm not going to door knock, and I'm not going to do open houses, and I'm not going to do this, and I'm not going to do that, then I had to realize, okay, what am I willing to do? And this is what I'm willing to do. So social media is my job, and I take it very seriously. So if it's not important to you, I get it, but then you're going to have to cold call. So you're going to have to pick one or the other. Next, after you answer that you are a realtor, I want you to answer where. Mine says, I'm based in Michigan. Even though I do refer a lot of business out because my followers are all over the world. So I refer to my team members all the time. I am based in Michigan. So everything that I personally work on, it's in a little bubble called Livingston County in Michigan. It's in the countryside. I live in the Rudies. So you have to mention where you work because that's how people are going to find you. And then next, how can I get a hold of you? So if you don't have a contact button on there, you don't have an email address, you don't have a phone number, they're not going to go over to Google, go find your website and go find your phone number. Those information has to be on there. So the 4 questions that your profile must answer is who you are, what you do, where you do it, and how can I get a hold of you? If it doesn't answer that, don't even have a profile, wasting your time. Okay, I'm going to go back one. I forgot to mention. Instagram is they only give you one option to post a link. And I'm sure many of you have many, many different things that you do. So anything from your KV core to your personal websites to whatever product that you may sell, everything I list right here. So social media is not only good for making money, getting your own leads and making a name for yourself and all that, but you also get to do what's called an affiliate link. So anything that I ever talk about, and I don't take a lot of sponsored programs, but anything that if I mention to you something on Instagram, trust me, I have an affiliate link. So guess what that does? When you swipe up and you follow and you go to that link, the company says, hey, Gogo, thank you so much for this referral, and a certain percentage of that is going to come back to me. So there's so many different ways that you can make money in real estate, because what if the market crashes? What if we have another 2008? Then you can do other things. So with this link, it will allow you to do it, but it only lets you to do one link on your Instagram profile. So there's a way around that. There's a company that's called Linktree. You might want to write this down. On Linktree, you go and create an account. It allows you to have multiple links under one link. So then you're going to go add everything that you work on. So my Double Your Business workshop is on there, my bootcamp is on there, calendar, that's how people get a hold of me, they literally put themselves into my calendar. Join my Rockstar Nationwide team at EXP Realty, want to be a realtor. Want to be a realtor is literally a link to an online real estate school. If they sign up, I make 10% of whatever class they choose. Visit my Facebook page, Gogopreneur blog, link to my favorite CRM program. I use Liondesk and KV Core. Who loves KV Core? I love it. Hopefully we get to the point to get to talk about that. So any link that you work on, anything that you can make money, should be listed on your Linktree. Instagram feed. Now, the way I look at my Instagram feed, it's my storefront. I'm selling a product, that product is me and my services. So if your storefront is not pretty, then the people are going to walk right by it. You want them to come in. So in order to make it pretty and attractive, you do have to edit your photos. You do have to have apps on your phone to make it prettier. I don't want to see up in your nice rooms. I don't want to see your cat. I don't want to, just make it pretty. The apps that I use for that, if you want to edit your face, the best app for that is Perfect 365. Okay, write it down. The next one is Darkroom and Lightroom. If you have an iPhone, I use Darkroom. If you're an Android person, it's called Lightroom. I use now a pinkish tint to my photos, so all of my photos, or at least what's on the screen, that you can see those 9 photos are edited with the same filter. The reason you do that because you want to have it synchronized. Is that what the right word is? Thank you. Translate for me. Thank you. Unison. Yeah. Thank you. Quotes. I like quotes not too often, so usually every 6th one is a quote. The reason I do that is because I want people to know my personality. Most of my quotes are my own. Sometimes I do steal some from Pinterest or things like that. But I will create a quote. I just did one a couple of days ago. I had a friend who called me and told me, it took about a half an hour of my time to tell me how they bought a house, and it was really, they were not on the market, and they just did it because it was just right there, and they called the realtor, it was on the sign, and she felt the need to explain it to me. And the way I look at it, the way I feel about it, to be honest with you, if you don't owe me your loyalty, you don't owe me an explanation. Don't waste my time. You clearly, there's nothing you can say at that point that would remove the fact that actions talk louder than words. So I created that quote. For that, I use words well. I think quotes are great because people get to really know you. And when they get to know you, what you stand for, they will choose you because you're like that. Location. So on the right, if you look at Instagram posts, you should always, right above my post, you see where it says location. So on Instagram, you can search for, so let's say I'm in Vegas and I want to see, hey, what's going on in Vegas? I'm going to go to Instagram, we're going to put in Las Vegas, and it's going to pop up everybody who tagged Las Vegas as a location as a post. So I want you to always tag your location, especially if you have a listing. Think about it. Let's say you get a new listing in Novi, Michigan. You want everybody around Novi, Michigan to know that there's a new listing on the market. People on average move about 7 miles from the home that they lived in. So when you post something and you tag that Novi, Michigan, then you can wait a little bit, go back and boost it. And then you should only boost it really to a 7-mile radius, because that's the best return on your investment. So even if you just do a 10 bucks a day or $5 a day, you know you're targeting the right market, because the chances that somebody from California is moving to Novi, Michigan are slim. I will be wasting my money. You have much better chance in that 7-mile radius. So you always want a location. Tag people. The reason why you tag people, because they have their own set of monkeys that follow them. You want their monkeys to come over to you. Sorry, I like monkeys. Hashtags. Hashtags are like search words. Look at it this way. If you were to go on Google right now and search for something, what word would you put in? That's the word you should hashtag. You should always also create your own hashtags. Hashtagging is your brand. It's how people will look you up. So let's do it this way. Please open your phones and open Instagram. I'm going to teach you how hashtags work. Okay? I'm going to give you 3, 2, 1. You have Instagram open? In the very bottom left, I have an iPhone, so if yours doesn't look like mine, I'm sorry. You see that search mark on the bottom left? Put in Gogo Bethke. Gogo Bethke. Me! Or Gogo's real estate, or any of those hashtags on the screen. So when you do, it's going to show you all the posts that I ever use that hashtag on, or anybody else. So let's say, for example, one of the best hashtags to use is, guess what? EXP Realty. Guess why? Do you remember before you joined, I Googled everything about EXP? That's why. Because when people put in EXP Realty, guess who's going to pop up? Me. And you from now on. And then people are going to call you, hey, I'm thinking about EXP, and I see that you're with EXP. Do you have a minute? Can we talk about it? All of my 51 people came from some sort of a social media platform, but most of them from Instagram. Thank you. And every single one of them reached out to me. So that's how hashtags are so powerful. It will reach the audience. So when you, for example, let's say you have a new listing, you should also, besides tagging the location, you should hashtag the location so people can find it based on that. You should create your own brand hashtags. Just the way I have Gogo, Gogo, Bethke, Gogo's real estate, Gogo's bootcamp. You will create your own. As soon as you know what your name is and you saved all of those things. So if you don't have social media presences, this is probably the most important part. When you realize and you decide what your name is, you have to go to all of the .coms and figure out that it's available. So then you're going to go to GoDaddy, and you're going to make sure Chris Smith Real Estate is available on GoDaddy. And then you're going to go on Instagram and search for Chris Smith Real Estate, and if it's available, you're going to very quickly create an account. Okay? Because if you can't be using the same .com. You have to make sure that it's available on all platforms. And then you create your own hashtag. So you're going to do the Gogo's Real Estate, Gogo's Bootcamp, Persuade Real Estate, whatever your name is, so people can find you. Stories. Stories are my favorite. Stories are only on there for 24 hours. So if you go into my profile, or anyone's profile, when you have it open, the photo on the top left corner is where your stories are. You click that, and you get to watch the people's stories for that 24 hours. It's awesome because it's only up there for 24 hours. Okay. But it shows snippets of your life, snippets of your how you hustle and what's going on in the real estate market. Make it as personal as you can. Boomerang. Boomerang is that you go forward, you go backward kind of thing. It's kind of fun. Swipe up feature. So you can swipe up, and what that does is, let's say I create a story and I talk about my newest listing. Okay? It will allow you, not everybody, you do have to have 10,000 followers in order to do that, but it allows you to swipe up. So now, not only then I'm at my open house and I'm showing you, oh my gosh, look at this beautiful open house that I'm having today between 1 to 3 or whatever your time is. It allows you to swipe up and put in the actual KV Core link to that home. That's why I love KV Core, because guess what happens? As soon as I post my own link, I became my own what? Zillow. I capture all those leads. All I need to do is follow up. Even if they don't show up just because they viewed it, now I know everything about you. So that's thing is awesome. Tag location, always, just like you tag in a post, you can tag in a location. Let's do that really quick. So let's do your first story. Okay, get your phone out. Go to Instagram. On the very front page, top left, there's a little camera. See that? Click it. You're going to see yourself, or you're going to see the rest of the room. I'm going to have it on selfie mode. If you just tap that white thing in the bottom, it's going to take a photo. If you hold it down, it's going to take a video. Okay? So just take a 15-second video. Hey guys, there we are. Bootcamp, top left. Good morning. Learning social media. Okay, ready? So you do that. You let go. It keeps the video right on your screen. So top left, when you open your Instagram, there's a camera. See it? You take your selfie video, 15 seconds. So this is perfect for anything. Your open houses, meeting with the client, you just close. However you're going to use it. Use it. Now, when the video is recorded, you can slowly just swipe up on the screen. Just swipe up. And it's going to give you all these little options. That's how you tag people. That's how you tag a location. So right when you see on top left, it says location, click that. It's going to give you options. It's based on your GPS in your phone, it's going to show you where you are. So I'm going to tag Red Black Casino Resort. And then I'm going to swipe up again. And I'm going to use a hashtag. So I'm going to put in Gogo's, and please do the same, Gogo's Bootcamp. So now all our posts under the Gogo's Bootcamp is going to be piled under that hashtag. So this is how you brand yourself. Okay? And please tag me as well. So swipe up again, and we are going to tag the person. So in the middle it says mention. It's going to ask you who are you mentioning, who else is with you in the video. So you're going to click that. You're going to put in Gogo's Real Estate. Oop, Gogo's Assistant. Nope. Next one. If you did something wrong, you bring it down to the bottom of the page. There's a trash can. So this is your first story. This is going to go up into your stories. It's going to stay up there for 24 hours. And you can use this for whatever reason you want to. Let's say you have an EXP meeting and you want everybody and their mother to know that in Novi, Michigan, you're going to have an EXP meeting today. You are going to create the video, you're going to swipe up, you're going to tag the location, the actual location. You can also create a Google My Business account. I have a Google My Business account that has a physical address at Morrison's office, because I don't have an office. So that every time I have a meeting, I'll just tag the location. So I don't have to tell people where to go. They literally just click it, there's a location right in the video. Then you're going to hashtag it. Then you're going to tag the people that you are with. Because when you tag the people that you are with, they're going to be notified. So it's very simple for them to share it to their site. So now you just spread the word. So you always tag location, always tag people. Highlights. All the videos that you take, Instagram is going to keep it. So any video that I talked about EXP, or I talk about my listings, or the bootcamp, or the realtor life, you can actually create all of those little things that are called highlights. They're going to be in your profile, these little circles. You just put in a little logo on it, and all the videos that you talked about is going to be in there, so they don't go poof. So periodically, going to add them to the right highlights. So that when people want to go back and see what have happened in the past, they can, because your videos otherwise disappear. Direct message, my favorite. How many of you I talk to on a DM? Raise your hand. Quite a few. Awesome. So the direct message means you have direct access to anybody that has an Instagram account. I can talk to Tony Robbins. I can tell you, name it, whoever you want to talk to. You can reach out to your idol and ask them if they could go out for coffee and if you can pick their brain. Literally anybody. IGTV. Instagram will allow you to post videos up to 1 minute on your actual feed. So if you're doing anything that, let's say, it's longer than a minute, you want to do it on an IGTV format, so here's the catch. Those, you cannot shoot it in this way. You have to shoot it this way. But it allows you to be up to 10 minutes. So let's say you have the newest listing, you want everybody to see, but you really can't squeeze it into the 1 minute mark because it's a nice luxury home. You're going to shoot it in the IGTV format, vertically, and that will allow you to do it up to 10 minutes. If your account is verified, I can't speak English today. If your account is verified, which means you have that blue little logo next to your name, it will allow you to post videos up to an hour. But I'm not there yet. Personal and business page. I am from Romania originally. I speak Hungarian. My parents are back home. The American dream was not their idea. Me being a realtor, it was not their idea. And the fact that my parents don't speak English, and now I would shut down everything I do in English, and my home friends, is just not cool, in my opinion. I want people to choose to follow me, not forced to follow me. Okay, if they are your true friends, they know you're a realtor. So in my opinion, you should separate the two. Not only that, but are you really serious about your job on a personal account? Or do you take it seriously and that's your business? So for me, it's my business. I separate the two. Very seldom I will allow realtors onto my personal. Because in order for my parents to see my children and see my life, because I moved continents away, that's where they get to see it. So I don't have to be homesick, they don't have to miss us. So that's where my life is. My business is on my business page. I love business page because I'm a numbers people. I speak 3 languages on any given day, and numbers I don't have to translate. When you look at it, it makes perfect sense. So when you have, by the way, that's why I switched to EXP. Numbers, it made perfect sense. Every time I talk to somebody, they just don't get it. I'm like, really? I don't think you can add 2 plus 2 together equals 4. And if you do 20 more transactions, you get all 4 back. And then you get stocks, and then you get this, and then you get, I'm like, okay, never mind, it's not for you. Sorry. We don't want to bother me. Insights, advertising, and swipe things. I truly believe this is the best company, the best decision I ever made. The numbers make sense. It gives you an incentive to work harder. Any other brokerage I ever worked for before, no matter how top producer you are, you're never going to get back that $21,000 you just paid in. And very minimum to pay that. I just talked to somebody last week, paid in $76,000 last year. And still did not choose EXP and went to another brokerage. Makes no sense. But when you have a business account, it allows you to see your insights, which is when you're spending money on advertising, which also a business account will allow you to do, you want to see your insights because you want to know where you should spend your money. So insights is going to show you not only who's following you, it's going to show you which day are the most busiest days. It's going to show you where they're from, location-wise. It's going to show you how many people you reached this week. What are their ages? I don't think on this screen you can see the age demographics. So if I'm running an ad, I want to make sure that I'm running it between that 35 to 45 age, depending on your listing, of course. Let's say it's a luxury listing. Are you going to market it to 18-year-olds? No. They can't afford it. Are you going to market it to the 75-year-olds? No, because even though they can afford it, they don't want a big house anymore. They're downsizing. They want a ranch. So this is what's going to help you. So you're going to be able to market not only just the right location, but to the right crowd. This is Facebook. I started with Facebook originally, but you see that lady in the red dress? You see how my name is Gogo, Bethke? That's what you want to achieve. Every platform that you use would be the same photo, same name. Facebook allows you to create a different, the slash, at the very end, how it says Gogo's Real Estate, personalize your link, I guess. So you're going to your profile, your personalized little link, so then it's going to be www.facebook.com/whatever. And that's already in my text signature. So as soon as I text somebody, automatically going to put it in there for them. I don't know if you do that on your iPhone, and I'm sure you can do this on a Samsung device as well. I just hit two singular letters, so for me it's VV on my phone, and it automatically plugs in your signature that you set up. So you can just set up whatever letters you want to hit. So I type up a message, I do VV, enter, go to go. It plugs in my links. So I send them automatically. The reason I do that is I want people to know who they're talking to. So if I just got a lead, and I'm texting them very quick, I want them to see, oh, I'm talking to Gogo. That's why I do that. You can also use hashtags on Facebook, just like you can on Instagram. On Facebook, let's say you did a post, open houses are the best example. I usually let my open houses on Wednesday, because Zillow takes a couple of days to show your open house link to the public. So if you do it on Wednesday, by Friday, no later than maybe Thursday night, it's going to show it for the public. Now I post my link, I edit my photos. One of the best, Gogo now does an amazing job. It literally, you just log in, our marketing thing and enterprise. You log in and anything that you already have listed is going to just pre-design it for you, and it's already, what's the word? It already has all your information on there. So it's awesome. But if you want another one, Canva, C-A-N-V-A, is an awesome app as well. So I design our new open house, accepted offer, whatever. Open house is on Wednesday, and I don't want you to boost it until Friday. Because Facebook wants you to have some organic traffic first. So you post it Wednesday, you let it to sit on there organically, and then on Friday you're going to boost it until when? So if your open house is Saturday and Sunday, if it ends at 3 o'clock, you end your boost Sunday at 3 o'clock. So now you only just did 2 days, and you're ready to black and roll and have massive traffic at your open house. Stories. I have my links done. I feed mine to all of my Facebook and Instagram feed together, so I only post on Instagram, it automatically goes over to Facebook. So I only do it once, kill two birds. This is my Facebook Insight. It also gives you all the information that you want to see of how to advertise. Facebook is a little bit different. I'm going to wrap it up in 2 minutes. Facebook is a little bit different. So I can take a selfie and I can have cleavage in it on Instagram. I can't do that on Facebook. I can be in a bathing suit poolside on Instagram. I can't do that on Facebook or LinkedIn. So you have to figure out where you fit in. Somebody's smiling over there. Yes, I said that. You have to see where you fit in and just personalize it so you don't, you don't lose your traffic. Love KV Core. Use your links. Anything that I ever post on my Facebook or LinkedIn comes from my KV Core link. I want to be my own Zillow. I'm not going to give it my leads. So when they click it, I have their information. I don't know if you know that, but when you log into your KV Core on the right, there's a button that says More. When your link comes in, when your lead comes in, it will show you their LinkedIn profile, it will show you their Facebook profile. So all you need to do is literally, you don't have to send a boring email anymore. You go over to the LinkedIn profile, which now your LinkedIn profile is created and it's very professional, and you just switch over and you say, hey, I see that you know that my 123 Main Street, would you like to set up a private showing? Now they see who they're talking to, not a random realtor in a spam email in their account. So use your KV Core. LinkedIn, same thing. LinkedIn is more professional, but it's higher end income people. So use it that way. Do not post a selfie on LinkedIn, it's not going to work. Bootcamp, thank you so much for having me today. Gogo's Bootcamp is pretty much everything that I've done in my 7 years and how I got to where I'm at. All the vendors that I work with, all my pricing, everything is in there. It's over 20 hours of videos. There's also a workshop in there. Everybody here today, if you go to gogosbootcamp.com/EXP, you get 30% off. Don't share this link. This is for EXP only. Okay, please use your EXP email so I know that you are with EXP, so we don't have to boot you, because otherwise I don't need 30%. And that's it. Also, there's a finesse real estate marketing upsell on there if you're interested. I teach you how to do it for free. Finesse teaches you how to do it with money, how to do it with ads. So if you have money, do it with money. Thank you so much for having me today.